Hello everyone, I am Daniel Wilson and I'm joined today by,
Anderson Labari.
and we are founding members of the Caribbean Visionary Educators. We are pleased to have you with us here today as we are joined by Mr. Keon Harding, a young Barbadian cricketer. Today we are going to explore the strides that Mr. Harding has made in the field of cricket, and we are pleased to welcome him. Mr. Harding, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Um, I'm from Barbados, 22 years old. Grew up in Orange Hill, St. James, small um, parish, a small part of the parish of St. James. I've been playing cricket from as long as I can remember, and I've been a professional cricketer now. This is my fourth year.
Okay. And Mr. Harding, what motivated you to go into the field of cricket? What was the driving factor?
Um, I've always been associated with cricket. As I said, for as long as I can remember, my granny always told me that I always held a bat before he could even walk. So I've always been associated with it, and I guess uh, it was just a matter of me continuing to pursue it and choose it as a career.
Okay. And well, this is obviously not the traditional career that a young man would take. So what made you feel as if you had the fortitude to excel in a field that only few have excelled in?
I always felt I was talented. I mean, the talent can only take you so far at the end of the day, but I believed in my ability to become a professional, to be successful at the highest levels. And for me, that's the most important thing is if you could believe in yourself and then have the work behind it to back it up, then you can achieve anything, especially when you're talented. So for me, that was the biggest thing. I didn't really think too much about failing or anything. This was just what I wanted to do.
Oh, so,
Okay.
so Mr. Harding, tell us, with regards to the life of a cricketer, can you just give us some insight in terms of what your schedule is like?
The schedule varies depending on training. I mean, in season or preseason, but generally in the preseason, a typical day would probably go as I'd wake up, I'd get ready to go to practice for about 9 o'clock. I train for 3 hours or so, then I'd rest. After that, get some lunch, and then I'll go to the gym in the afternoon, depending on the day, probably 4 or 5 p.m. And then it will repeat. Some days I have an extra session in between there. Some days I play basketball with my friends at the end. But that's what a typical day looks like for me. I train about twice a day.
Oh, okay. And especially now with the pandemic happening right now, COVID-19 taking place, how has that affected the game of cricket for you?
Obviously, the season was stopped. The first class season here in the Caribbean, it was stopped in March for COVID. We went into lockdown in Barbados at the beginning of April, and we were locked down for a couple of months. Fortunately for me, I was selected for the West Indies tour to England, so I was over there from June until the ending of July, and then it came straight here to Trinidad. So I mean, to be honest, COVID it impacted the game obviously for everyone. It impacted everyone's life, uh, but I think that it has also been a blessing for me personally. I've learned a lot about myself, about the game. I've been able to improve on some areas and just move on from there really. So yeah.
And Mr. Harding, in the midst of all the challenges that you may face, within the cricket environment or personally, what keeps you motivated to keep going and keep striving to do your best?
My sole motivation is to become the best bowler in the world and want to be the all-time great. So for me, that's just my sole motivation. Obviously, along the way, I have other things that I want to be able to provide a better life for myself, for my family, and stuff like that. But my sole motivation is just to become the best and to keep pushing and to get better and better every year.
Okay. And even in these challenging times, why do you think it was important to have the CPL pulled off this year, even with all the stuff with COVID-19 and stuff like that?
I think sports gives people hope. People will start to believe that okay, then things can actually turn around, things can actually come back together, and it makes people happy as well. So I think that was important for us players and also for the people of the Caribbean to be able to see some live sports. Yeah, advice I'd like to give our advice to not only those pursuing a career in sports, but any walk of life, any career that they want to go about. At the end of the day, as I said earlier, I think the most important thing for you to do is to believe that you can be successful in whatever path you choose. You will come up with some challenges, but just know that those things happen along the way, and as long as you keep striving, you keep moving forward, and you keep learning and making sure that you learn from every block or every stage to your pursuit of greatness or whatever, then you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. But nothing can be achieved, or greatness can't be achieved or sustained without hard work. Because a lot of people in sports, a lot of people have a good year or a good 2 years, and then they fall off. But as long as you keep working and improving year after year, then you're gonna be successful.
All right, thank you very, very much, Mr. Keon Harding, a young cricketer from Barbados, currently in Trinidad with the CPL. We want to thank you again for taking the time off to share with us, from your busy schedule. And we really appreciate the effort you are making in your own way to impact youth development across the region.
Okay, thank you.